I should care more about the environment. I watch a ton of documentaries about nutrition, health, cleaning supplies, and people who think the earth is flat. So this should be right up my alley. But I guess I'm just too self-involved, or maybe just not aware enough of the world around me. So it shouldn't come as any surprise that no matter how many times Jupiter and Mars explicitly told me that due to melting ice caps and climate change, the sea level has risen and the ocean has claimed the land, it never really hit home, until near the beginning of level 2, when you suddenly look down and see a car. Actually, a lot of cars in a parking lot with street lamps and soon buildings with neon signs, all indicators that this is your Earth, or at least one we're heading towards, and not some fictionalized version imagined for a video game. And I wish that developer Tigertron had let this imagery speak for itself, because every line of voiceover and every cutscene in Jupiter and Mars simply feels out of place, sometimes a little heavy-handed, but always tacked on. And when there's no greater impact than seeing, especially in VR, an entire city block, a massive Ferris wheel, or the Statue of Liberty all submerged, hundreds of feet underwater, the old axiom of show, don't tell has never seemed more appropriate.
It wasn't always this way. There was a time when the color had faded, when the machines of the Earthwalkers blew poisons into the sky and covered the land with their neglect.
But what exactly are we doing in Jupiter and Mars? Well, a few things actually. As the lead dolphin Jupiter, you'll explore the underwater world with your sidekick Mars, who essentially functions as your action button to destroy barriers and devices. The two of you travel together on a mission to shut down machines as you work your way through the stage, which eventually rewards you with a power-up at the end, granting you access to previously inaccessible areas. This gives you a good reason to go back and visit the places you've explored before, but it also culminates in the realization that Jupiter and Mars isn't much more than one giant collectathon. Every level has a ton of creatures to save and objects to find, but without any indicators from an automap telling you where you've been, the only way to find what you missed is by scouring the entire level again from start to finish. Or worse, if you don't have the correct power-up to fully explore the level, you'll be coming back for a second or possibly third time to try again, practically doubling your game clock to upwards of 10 hours if you're insistent on finding everything, which for me means the countless things that I missed while playing will forever be lost to the ocean floor. From an artistic standpoint, life underwater is pretty stunning, especially in non-VR. The ocean is alive with marine life, swaying plants, electric neon colors, and more, which is all still true once you don the PlayStation VR headset. But once you do, the resolution takes such a serious hit with rough edges everywhere that even after 6 hours of playing, I'm still not sure if the increased immersion is worth the severe graphical downgrade. For the first hour or so it's fine, but as you comb each level looking for collectibles and objectives, every corner of every level starts to look the same. I found myself spamming the X button to use echolocation almost constantly to get a better view of the environment. And with each stage being massive, often with wide, sprawling areas that, being underwater, also have quite a bit of depth to them, it's way too easy to get turned around, head in the wrong direction, or just get lost completely. There's an objective marker on your HUD that tells you where to go as the crow flies, but when there's 17 seawalls, tunnels, and caverns between you and the objective, it might as well not exist at all. A big green crazy taxi-like arrow could have gone a long way here, along with smoother transitions between deaths, cutscenes, and the level select screens, all of which pop up instantaneously, ripping you straight out of the game. It's worth noting that the soundtrack is perfectly suited for two adventurous dolphins on a futuristic journey to save the world. Upbeat synthwave tunes feel right at home underwater, which get a bit more serious to reflect the darker tones of the later levels. Everything about Jupiter and Mars seems like a great idea on paper. A practically Metroidvania-like 6 to 10 hour collectathon sounds like everything I could ever want in VR. In fact, in some ways it is. It's relaxing and tranquil with no time limits, just a vast blue ocean to explore. But without enough to do or big memorable moments, the gameplay gets monotonous just much too quickly. And as much as I love the atmosphere and apocalyptic vision of the future, I just never felt like I was having any fun. And when the credits finally rolled, I had to admit to myself that if I wasn't playing Jupiter and Mars for review, I probably would have given up on it after the first couple of hours.